Gary had an accident the other day and had to be taken to hospital in an ambulance.
Hello, young man. Oh, you look as if you've been in the wars.
He got knocked off his bike.
Oh, dear. Nasty.
He's lucky. It could have been very much worse.
Can you do something for me? Can you slip this under your arm? I just want to take your temperature.
Why has he got to have his temperature taken?
To make sure he hasn't got a fever. Because if he's got a fever, it means there's infection.
An infection means that there are germs living somewhere in the body, usually in the part that's been hurt, and they can make you very ill.
And they like dirty places. That's why we keep hospitals so clean. Well, this boy hasn't got any infection.
Oh, good.
Does that mean I can go home?
No. Doctor says you've got to stay in overnight, so we can make sure your head's all right.
I don't want to stay the night. I wish I was staying. I like hospitals. I'm going to be a nurse when I grow up.
Are you? That's nice.
That is nice, Kimberly. Nurses do a very useful job. But you know, girls weren't always allowed to be nurses. There was a time when your mum and dad would have done anything to stop you being a nurse.
Why?
Because hospitals weren't always like this. They were horrible, dirty places. Nobody went anywhere near a hospital if they could help it.
What happened if they were ill?
They were looked after at home. You see, people didn't like ladies that they didn't know looking after men or even little boys when they were ill. They thought it was rude.
Did they? Wish we could see an old hospital.
Well, doubtless that could be arranged. But I don't think you'd like it.
I would. I'd like it better than here. Where are we going to go to, Grandad? How many years ago?
We're going to go back 140 years to meet a very special lady who wanted to be a nurse so badly that her parents finally let her.
What was her name?
Her name was Florence Nightingale, but she was known as the Lady with the Lamp.
Why?
Just you wait and see. But Florence Nightingale was an English lady, but we're not going to meet her in England. We're going to a place called Scutari, thousands of miles away, at a time when there was a war on.
A real war?
A real war. Now, we're going to a hospital where the British soldiers were brought when they were injured. And I tell you, Gary, when you've seen this, you'll be glad to come back here and spend the night in this ward here.
What song are we going to sing, Grandad?
I'm going to sing a song that everybody was singing then when they said goodbye to their families and went off to the war. So, close your eyes and wish hard.
Farewell, England, much as we may love thee, we'll dry the tears which we have shed before. Why should we weep and sail in search of fortune? So farewell, England, farewell forever.
Grandad, this is awful. It can't be a hospital.
It is.
It smells more like a toilet.
That's because there aren't enough people to clean the toilets and empty the chamber pots.
Look, there's a rat.
I told you it would be terrible.
It's filthy. There must be lots of germs here.
There are. Most of the soldiers don't die from their wounds, they die from illness and infection.
And half these poor people haven't even got beds. Grandad, look. There's a boy here. I think the children went to war.
Well, not many did. But there were a few boys in the army as drummer boys. They played the drums for the men to march to. But when there was a battle, they had to take messages from one part of the battleground to the other. And unless I'm very much mistaken, this is William McElwer.
Billy, sir. The mates call me Billy.
What happened to him?
Can you talk to us, Billy? Tell us what happened.
I don't really remember. All I know is I was running through a lot of smoke. Next thing I knew, they was carrying me here, and I'd lost my leg.
Lost your leg?
A cannonball shattered it. They had to saw it off above the knee.
Did it hurt?
What do you think?
William?
Oh, miss. Hello, miss.
Miss Nightingale, how do you do? It's an honour to meet you. Children, this is Miss Florence Nightingale.
How do you do? Excuse me.
Miss Nightingale's just arrived from England with her nurses. She hasn't had time to do much yet.
How are you feeling today, William?
Not good, miss. I feel all dizzy, and my stump's all hot and throbbing.
What's he mean his stump, Grandad?
His stump's the part of his leg that's left, after they've cut off the bad bit.
You have a fever, William.
That means his wound's infected.
How long is it since you had your bandages changed?
They ain't changed them since they brought me here, miss.
I'll see if I can find someone to help you, William.
But why doesn't she do it herself? I thought she was a nurse.
She can't do it herself. The doctors have told her she mustn't. She's frightened they'll put her outside the hospital altogether if she doesn't do as she's told.
Try and drink some of the soup, William. It will build up your strength.
That's good, miss. I can't eat this other stuff they give me. Do you want it?
What is it?
I don't know. Boiled mutton, I expect. But it usually is.
No, thanks. It looks horrible, Grandad.
And you see, until Miss Nightingale arrived, no one thought of cooking special food for people who weren't feeling well.
Miss Nightingale, may I have a word with you, please?
Why, certainly, Dr. Minges. Take your time with the soup, William. I'll be back to see you later.
We'll listen to this. I hope you feel better soon, Billy. But if his wound's infected in a filthy place like this, only a miracle can save him.
Madam, I thought I had made it clear to you that I do not want ladies in the wards.
But I was not nursing or bandaging, sir. I was merely giving the men some soup.
I think you do not understand me, Miss Nightingale. I do not want ladies in the wards.
As you wish, sir.
Wards such as these are not the place for ladies like you.
Sir, before you leave, there is something else.
Yes?
The men have no clothes, sir. No toothbrushes, no combs, no knives, no forks. There are no bandages, no crutches. There is not even soap to wash the sheets.
Oh, don't you worry your head about that, Miss Nightingale. Everything is being taken care of.
But everything is not being taken care of. That is exactly the point. You see how difficult it is. But we'll see. We'll see. One day these silly men will realize how much we can help them. One day, God willing, my nurses will not just make soup and scrub floors. One day they will dress wounds and put splints on broken limbs. One day, this hospital will be a place fit for brave men.
And did things get better, Grandad?
Yes, they did. Because soon afterwards, there was another big battle, which meant lots more wounded soldiers. So, the doctors had to ask Miss Nightingale to help them. And she did. Would you like to see how much better this hospital was by the end of the war?
What, more magic?
Why not? So come close and close your eyes. Farewell, Scutari, horrible and dirty. Farewell to rats and beds of dirty hay. Let's see the change when Nightingale got working. Let's see what happened when Florence got her way.
The smell's gone. This can't be the same place.
It is the same place, but it's been cleaned and painted.
And they've all got beds. And mattresses. And clean sheets. Did Florence Nightingale do this?
Well, not on her own. She got other people to scrub the floors and paint the walls. But she was the person that made it happen.
How did she do it?
She wrote lots and lots of letters to people back home telling them how awful it was. Getting them to change the rules.
Hello. You was the ones come to see me when I was so ill.
It's Billy!
You see, he pulled through.
Oh, I pulled through all right, thanks to the bird.
Thanks to who?
Miss Nightingale, of course.
Why do you call her the bird?
'Cause Nightingale, bird. Nightingale's a bird, innit?
Thank you, Miss Shaw. Yes,
Oh, blimey, here she comes.
If you could ask...
Better get into bed. She don't like people out of bed, don't Miss Nightingale.
No.
The lady with the lamp.
Now you see why they called her that. She used to pass each bed in the hospital every single night. Sometimes as late as 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Are you comfortable, William?
Yes, miss. Thank you, miss.
You see, he's kissing her shadow. She saved his life, you see.
God bless you, Mum.
Bless you, Mom. God be with you.
Gary was all right, so the doctor said he could go home the next day. On our way to the bus, Grandad took us to see a statue of Florence Nightingale just outside the hospital.
Well, there she is. The lady with the lamp.
She looks just like the lady we saw. Yeah, but the lamp's wrong. She's got the wrong sort of lamp.
Well spotted, Gary. Now, why do you think that is?
Was it because the person who made the statue didn't know what sort of lamp she had, so they just guessed?
Exactly. That's what happens when it comes to history. People don't work hard enough to find out exactly what things were like. They don't ask enough questions. Well, home we go.
Cheer, boys, cheer, a most determined lady. Cheer, girls, cheer, for Florence Nightingale. She led the way for women to be nurses. All thanks to her, we've clean hospitals today.